Yeah, it's going up. It should be live too, so I check
Okay.
it. All right, come.
We're good.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Shalom.
So one.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And there's a couple brothers from Great Millstone, Houston, and the beloved brother Osmo Watts from the Great Millstone Dallas Church. You know, the
Shalom.
Lord gave us, another opportunity to once again push His word, man. You see, and finish off as we began a week or so ago, out 2
2 weeks
weeks,
ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. We hit 1 through 10 last time, verses 1 through 10, which that's dealing with the times we're in. This whole chapter is dealing with the times we're living in, man. The scriptures in Habakkuk 2 said at the end it shall speak and not lie. Well, this is one of the chapters that's, man, about to speak because it goes into Jacob's trouble and the time the Lord will bring back his people out of captivity. And then even the times we coming in, which we'll touch on in this chapter, how although the Lord judged us, he used these heathens, but in return, he gonna allow us to pay these heathens back for what they done to us. Now, how he gonna set us up back in our land and we gonna be the lords of it, man. End of the story. I said in Daniel the 7th chapter, when Daniel asked, what's the meaning of this vision of the beast he seen? And the angel told him, look, these 4 kings, 4 beasts are 4 kings that's gonna rule on the earth. But he said, but what? But in the end, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. So we seen these 4 beasts go. We're in the end of the 4th right now, which is Babylon the Great. Also NATO and the EU, which makes up that ancient Roman Empire, that 4th beast. So we about to see this one go, and then what? We gonna be established as Israelites in the earth from here on out. And who would have ever thought this? That so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans was the chosen people of the Lord. And not just that, but that in the world to come, we gonna rule the world to come over them. That's something that have never been thought of until when you get into these scriptures, man. So again, this was that kind of paint a picture of in this Jeremiah the 30th chapter right here. But I see you guys, Mark, you got it, bro.
God, yeah, this is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus.
I'll blow it up soon.
Okay, God.
You got it.
Chapter 11 and verse 4. So like I'm starting verse we hit verse 4. It says, boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. For the works of the Lord are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm just getting this because this backs up, what you just said through the Spirit. Nobody's thinking about, us, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to ultimately be the next rulers over this planet right underneath the King of Kings, you see. But this is how Yahweh Shemal Shah works in his judgment. When you consider the house of David in general, man, you look at David, nobody was counting, out of all the, 7 other siblings that David had, nobody was counting on David, him to, the youngest one, the keeper of the sheep. Nobody was counting on him, to be that mighty king, that mighty warrior that will ultimately be, that will ultimately establish, the throne of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Remember, like when Samuel called David up to bring his sons, he brought what, 7 of them up. And look, David was his son, but he didn't even think of David, bro. But the same thing as we see today, as a nation in the whole, nobody thinking about. And it's a beautiful story right here because I'm thinking of Luke the 16th chapter. dealing with the rich man and Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have ever thought in that time the rich man was living his life and Lazarus was that bum with all those sores on him? Who would have ever thought that the roles was going to switch? Nobody. Although that was a parable, you see, that was a parable, but using that for these times, man. What we experiencing right now, what we doing, that's why I say in Revelation 11, when we were those dead bodies, it's like when we were those dead bodies, the nations rejoiced over us. And then once the Lord put his spirit back into us and we started rising up, that's why fear fell upon these nations, man, because they know what time it is now. Like Judith, the 5th chapter. I just read it real quick, and you got it, bro.
You want me to grab it?
Let me see it. Yeah, if you can get to it before me. I know it's Judith 5 when she was going into Holofernes.
Mm-hmm.
He was being told, don't touch these people that come from Abraham. You can start at verse. I just read it out.
Okay.
It's Judith 5. And I get straight to the point. It says, now therefore, my Lord and governor. Now, this was being told to Holofernes. He was trying to come up against the Israelites. This was being told to him about us. It says, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up and we shall overcome them. So these nations know that. Psalms 80, what that is, 83.
Right.
They had that crafty counsel that was held against the Israelites. How we can cut them off from being a nation. Well, they understand as long as they sinning, they God gonna judge them. That's why Esau got these certain nations in the hood selling their weave, pushing, the liquor stores. This you got the JEWSs in the music industry telling Jake to kill their people, sell drugs to their people to keep our people down, man. But on the other side, it says, verse 21, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord pass by, unless their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And that's what's exactly about to happen. And Jeremiah 30 paint a perfect picture of that. The Lord said, look, Israel, I'm about to save you, but before I save you, I'm gonna whoop your ass one more time. And I'm gonna call it Jacob's trouble. Because Jake in trouble. This is the last time the Most High gonna put his hands on this nation forever. Because after this, we're gonna be perfect. But he said, look, after that, those same, we're gonna get into it. You got it out.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, man. And that's why when you read Revelation chapter 11, starting at verse 11 on down, right? After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life, entered into these dry bones, particularly the elect. We started, standing up on our feet, prophesying, and that's why great fear has fallen upon these nations, man, because they understand, all right, what that means whenever we come back into obedience, like the brother just brought out here in the book of Judith, the 5th chapter. You see, but they want to keep our people in that clone Tyrone state, man. Mm-hmm. That movie pretty much summed up how Esau's been having his foot up on our neck. And, the reason how, or the way how he's been having his foot up on our neck for all these years, keeping us in this downtrodden state by the polluted foods, by the air, by the water, especially the church. The church is the headquarters. Keeping, make sure our women stays sluts, making sure the men stay drug dealers. You see, all hobo, all these things, man. But this is the Lord has risen up the elect, man, that's going to stand firm against this man's system, and it's being done first and foremost by the blood of Yahweh Shah, and also by the word of our testimony, preaching this gospel, man.
That's it.
So you want me to hit that Jeremiah 30?
Yeah, if you ain't got nothing else, we can hop into it.
Okay. So yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 30 and 10.
Say whatever you got out,
Okay, kind. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Right. So just first and foremost, how the Christians are vocab, replacement theology, so on and so forth, and the spiritual Israelites. When the prophets point to the Lord come and save a people, It's all, and who gonna take them back to Israel? It's always the seed.
Mm-hmm.
It's the seed, man. Those who come from a specific generation through sperm, man, through a family. You know, roughly paraphrasing the definition, but it's that seed that the Lord about to get. Just like Paul said, have the Most High cast away his people know. So although we still been Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans living like these heathens still to this day, the Lord ain't forget us. Well, of course, starting with the elect, but he ain't forget his people though, man. You know, it's just like in Egypt. It would have seemed as if, look, they ain't have no help. They ain't have no hope from outside looking in, the heathen looking at the Israelites. You would think they had no escape route to get out of there. But lo and behold, the Lord came through. We in that time, the Lord about to come through, man. You got it out.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm gonna grab a quick one for you real quick. This is Proverbs. I want to say, what is that? The 28th chapter. It was 29. Let me see.
And then it mentioned a rest, if I might add. That's this rest Yahweh Shai gonna give, that last rest. You know, I speak of a rest in Hebrews, the 4th chapter, I believe, or somewhere in Hebrews, but how you had Joshua, which his name was Yahweh Shai as well. That was kind of like a foreshadowing. But Joshua at the time after Moses, you know, he took us into that land. He took us into that land to get that rest that was promised us after captivity. But it wasn't an everlasting rest. Yahweh Shai, man, he come and give us that everlasting rest as Israelites. And this is going to be the time we're going to no more go back into captivity. You got it, bro.
That's right. Yeah, and just land backing off your point, about how the Lord is going to intervene, for the downtrodden. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 7. Proverbs 29:7 in the NLT. It says, the godly care about the rights of the poor. The wicked don't care at all. You see, because you leave it to, Esau, and his hellacious, rule, right? He leaves out, as a matter of fact, this is what he plans on doing to the poor. This is Proverbs 30:14. There is a generation, right? You go into that word generation, it means a class of men. So there's a specific type of men, whose teeth are as swords, and teeth goes into the military might, such as Daniel the 7th chapter speaks about how Esau, right? He had great iron teeth. It says, and those swords is going to what? His blessing. Ultimately, any form of destruction. So let's read this again. There's a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to do what? To devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. And who's the poor when you read the scriptures? The nation of Israel, Isaiah 42:22. You see, he speaks about how my people, they're all poor. They're snared in holes. They're trapped in prison homes. You see? So this is Esau's whole MO. This is what the N to the W to the O is all about. Wiping away the poor, which ultimately goes into us Israelites. But see, Yahweh Bashmal Shah, right, he cares about the poor. This is Proverbs 29:7 again in the NLT, says the godly care about the rights of the poor. The wicked don't care at all. Verse 14, if a king judges the poor fairly, his throne will last forever. See? And that's what the house of David, that's what King David's throne is all about, man. Is just judgment, if you will. You see? And I know the brother, you did a lesson not too long ago about Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth,
can you pronounce it again?
Mephibosheth,
right? You see, and that's Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shemal Shah, cares about those who has low status, man. You see, because our voices isn't heard in this society. See, only through this gospel, this is what's going to ultimately, bring healing back into our people, starting with the elect. But you got it. You there, bro?
Kanye, I was on mute. Y'all just put the name in the chat too, just so the
Kanye at the water. So yeah, going back to Jeremiah 30:11, he says, "For I am with thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashimah Washah, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished."
Right. And that make me think of that second Maccabees, the 6th chapter, when it said how the Lord he punished us right away as Israelites. You know, as soon as I get it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, second Maccabees 6. And
Let me get in GNT.
Come on, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. GNT. Because that's what we're seeing right now. That's why we've been going through our judgment. What Amos 3, how the Lord said, we only have he known. That's why he go punish us for our sins. We get judged right away as Israelites. We broke the law. He said, I'm gonna send y'all into slavery on ships. Put chains around y'all neck, yokes of iron. But it seemed like these nations, the more they go off, the more richer they get.
Right.
You know, the better off they be, the more land and things they own, man. But the Lord ain't doing that. It's not that he don't love us, but he's setting them up for destruction. But you got it, bro.
Yep. That made me think about the that Psalm of Asaph in Psalm 73. He speaks about that, how the wicked, you know, how violence covered them as a chain. He says, have I cleansed my hands, you know, in vain? But it wasn't until I went to the sanctuary of the Most High. That's when I understood the end. When you understand how the Lord judges. 2 Maccabees 6 and 12 in the GNT. It says, I beg you not to become discouraged as you read about the terrible things that happen. Consider that this was the Lord's way of punishing his people, not of destroying them.
Not of destroying them. So what we're going through is just a punishment. What he allowed these nations to do is just a punishment. As it said in Ezekiel 39, I believe, or 36, 39, it says how once we get saved out of captivity, these nations go know that the Most High sent us. Not that they had their own power. Not that Esau was just this great nation. No, it was just that he punished us as a people and allowed them to do that, man. You know, and that's what we're gonna hit on in Jeremiah the 30th chapter. So don't be discouraged about what we're going through at the moment. Remember, this is just a punishment.
Yeah.
But what they got coming is far worse than what we've been going through, man. You got it, bro.
God. Verse 13. In fact, it is a sign of kindness to punish a person immediately for his sins, rather than to wait a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Says the Lord does not treat us as he does other nations. He waits patiently until they have become deeply involved in sin before he punishes them.
Right. Why? Because their judgment be worse. Their judgment be far worse, man. And but look, the next rulers of the earth, we're gonna have power on a different level that the world have never seen. We ain't see the things that we about to do to terrorize these people with, man.
Right.
Come on, man. You got it, bro.
Con, I was looking for that. It may be here in 1 Corinthians. Here we go. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 31 in the NLT. He says, but if we would examine ourselves, we would not be judged by the Most High this way. Yet when we are judged by the Lord, we are being disciplined so that we will not be condemned along with the world. See, so that's, you know, ultimately this is the Lord pruning us, you know, him cultivating us. It's not really a judgment, you see, because, you know, it's discipline. You know, Hebrews the 12th chapter, no discipline, no chastisement at the moment seems joyous, but grievous, but afterwards it's going to yield that peaceable fruits of righteousness. See, the Lord, he's going to be afflicting these people to where it's going to be no remedy. You see, because they're not going to learn the lesson. You see, but the elect, as they get disciplined, they learn. But these 2/3, the Lord just let them, and the 2/3 and the heathens, he just lets them do your thing. You know, that's why David, he said he prayed in Psalm 69. You know, he says, let their table be a snare and a trap unto them. You see, so these people, they're indulging, you know, in all the dainties and the affairs of this life, not thinking about Yahweh Shemal Shah. And they're becoming more and more deeply involved in sin, stacking sin on top of sin, iniquity, right? And the Lord's going to chop them down all at once. But us, right, because we're sons of Yahweh Shemal Shah, right? He fine-tunes us. You see, he prunes us. He cultivates us, you know, and it hurts. But it's going to be for our benefit in the long run.
That's it.
So going back, 2 Maccabees 6, and I'm gonna start verse 14 again.
You can stop at 16. We could get back to that Jeremiah.
Okay, Con. Okay, 15 says, but he punishes us before we have sinned too much. So the Lord is always merciful to us his own people, although he punishes us with disasters, he never abandons us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
that light at the end of the tunnel, man. What'd you say, bro?
Oh, no, I ain't say nothing.
You got it.
Yep. Going back to Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 12, he says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashemah Shah, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous."
You got it.
God. Yeah, and you had mentioned Lazarus and the rich man earlier. What did Lazarus have on him? He had those. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Well, before we go to Luke 16, I want to go into this word bruise. Let's read this again. Jeremiah 30 and 12. "For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound grievous." You hit this word. Bruise is shabar, right? Which means, or shawabar, says a breaking, a fracture, crushing, breach. See, breach. And you think about King Solomon. First Kings, what is that? First Kings, the 11th chapter. All right, that's when that one of the greatest breaches amongst our nation happened, when Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom got split, due to idolatry, right? And the Lord, he's now closing the breaches, closing that wound up by restoring the house of David. This is Amos 9 and 11. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches," or those wounds. See, because it's the Lord, he's the one that smites and heals. Nothing else or no one else, no other philosophy can heal these divine breaches or divine bruises, if you will, except the one that caused them. Mm-hmm. And how did he cause these wounds or breaches? By using these other nations, chiefly Esau, Edom. It says, "And close up the breaches thereof." And we're in that process right now. We're being healed. The Lord is stitching us back up together with his word. What was that? Psalms 107 and 20. He sent his word and healed them. All right, it says, "And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old."
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that Luke 16 real quick. Luke 16 and 21. And this whole, I'm not going to get it, but this whole parable from Luke chapter 16, verse 19, all the way down to the end, verse 31, it goes into the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, which is going to Esau, Edom, and us Israelites. All right, but I'll start at verse 19. It says, "And there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day." Talking about Esau. It says, "And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores." All right, and you go into that word Lazarus, that's where you get the name Ezra from in the Hebrew, which means the Most High has helped, I believe. Let me see real quick. Yep, whom the Most High helps, because we need help. All right, not Esau, but it says, "And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores." See, that's those bruises. And who are those dogs? These other nations, man. These heathen nations. And they're licking our sores. They're capitalizing off of us. You see, and Revelation 11 chapter speaks about how they sent gifts one to another. Right, but we're in the times where our wound, our bruise, is being healed. That breach. So yeah, that's all I had on that one, bro.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 13, it says, "There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines."
Mm-hmm. And really, right. Because what else? And that's the thing. As we're in a society surrounded by these nations, and look, Jake, deep into the system, whether it be the legal system or just how we gotta survive in society, bro. Phones every day, gotta clock in, go to work. So how is it possible in any way for us to be healed by these nations who are oppressing us? when you ask yourself, what's the solution for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Is no medicine for that. But what? But this truth, and our people don't see it, man. And if I may, can I get a real quick precept?
Which one we get?
In Wisdom of Solomon, I'll snag it real quick. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16. This is the only thing that can cure our people. And this the health right here, man. This is the comfort. You know, our people look for closure, but this what it is, man. I hope to know, look, this ain't the end all be all. But real quick, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 15. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 16 and verse 12. It says, for it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health. Talking about the Israelites. You know, it says it wasn't herb. No matter how healthy you are, you got some of the most healthy people, 6-packs, and they're a rainbow flag supporter.
Right.
You know, smoothest, green smoothest, but look, they still ain't healed either. They still stuck in the society. They still going off and will be judged according to the ways of the Lord if they don't get right. That's not the true healing, man. It says nor mollifying plaster. Now, what's that? That's like balm you put on wounds.
Right.
Right. So look, help from these nations. Look, nope, they ain't gonna help. Getting by in the society, becoming rich, that's not gonna help either. What's really the only way? It says, for it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Yahweh, which healeth all things, man. This is the healing for our people.
Yep.
This is the healing for our people. You see? And that's why we understand, as Jeremiah the 30th chapter, why the Lord gonna send Jacob's trouble, because they don't want this healing from him, no, man. But you got it, bro.
God. I got a quick one for you. It's Jeremiah 8 and 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people and my hurt, I am black. Astonishment have taken hold of me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Yeah, because when you go into the history of the city of Gilead, I actually had an article. I was going to do a lesson on it sometime this week, Lord willing. But Gilead was known for having, particular trees that will produce sap, such as like your turpentine trees, even particular frankincense trees, particularly green frankincense. Right, a lot of that was grown in Gilead, and that sap, of course, will come out of the trees, and they'll use that tree sap, to make healing balms. And that particular city, that's where you have a lot of doctors or physicians, not doctors, but you have physicians in Israel, to stay in Gilead. You see, because it was convenient instead of them having to, get the healing balm or the healing sap from Gilead and travel. Right, they'll just stay right there, and the physicians, they'll just stay right there in Gilead and post up. And people, whenever they're sick, they'll come to Gilead. So he says, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people recovered? You see, because like you just brought out, there's neither herb nor mollifying plaster. The physician that we need is Yahweh Shai. And the physician, he's written out the script. You see, when you go to your doctor, your physician, he gives you a prescription. You see, and yeah, in order to be healed, you have to do take what the prescription says, man. You see, you have to go get the medication and actually take it. You see, but that's the thing. You can read the prescription all day long, but if you don't take it, you're not gonna get healed. And that's but see, the elect is taking it, man, by following what the scripture says, being doers of the word and not hearers only. See, so you want me to go back? As a matter of fact, I had one more. This is you there, bro?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
so I was gonna keep putting myself on mute, bro.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is Jeremiah 6 and 13 in the NLT. It says, from the least to the greatest, their lives are ruled by greed. And this is the Lord pretty much cursing out, our whole nation, man. Because the next chapter, the 7th chapter, is known as the Temple Discourse. It says, from the least to the greatest, their lives are ruled by greed. From prophets to priests, they are all frauds. And you look at our so-called leaders, amongst our people, man. Your TD Snakes and even certain Israelite leaders, man. Their life is certainly ruled by greed, and they don't feed the flock.
Right.
Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, goes into that. It says they offer superficial treatments for my people's mortal wound. You see, let's just build here in America. You know, it's all about this side. We need to have our own banks, Ak.
Right.
We need to have our own radio station, Ak.
Like the black dollar.
Yeah, the black dollar, Ak.
Generational wealth.
You see, those are all superficial treatments, man. For a fucking gunshot, you trying to put a band-aid over a gunshot, over a stab wound. That's what these other camps and these other philosophies, that's pretty much what they equal out to. Is that little band-aid, you know, a SpongeBob band-aid over a goddamn gunshot, man. You see? But this truth gets down to the deep core issue, man, which is ultimately our minds. Our people are sick in the minds. That's where we need healing at. The Lord ain't worried about the physical. He's about to do away with these bodies that we have. He's worried about a mindset. John, the 3rd chapter. You cannot enter into the kingdom unless you be born again, meaning born from above, get that spiritual rebirth from inside out. It says they offer superficial treatments for my people's mortal wound. They give assurances of peace when there is no peace. You see? Yeah, it's going to be all good, you know? But there is not going to be all good, man, if you don't repent and turn back to Yahweh Shemal Shah and follow this true doctrine and be obsessed with this thing, man. You got to be upset. Yeah, this is the one medication you got to be addicted to. You know, because you got Jake, you know, talking about, man, y'all obsessed. You know, y'all too addicted to talking about prophecies. Yeah, you supposed to be addicted to this.
Right. You just telling us you not.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yep.
Jake crazy, bro. And they always be the main one saying something though.
Man.
You know, not out there, but you got it, bro.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna go back. This Jeremiah 30 and verse 13. There is none to plead thy cause. Oh, that makes me think about Isaiah 42 when it says, let me see if I can find that. Yep, Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are all hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. You see, nobody is saying restore our people. It's all about make America great again, build back better. It's all about, you know, what can you do for the white? And nobody's talking about, you know, how can we restore, you know, the elect of the nation of Israel? Because forget black people, forget Mexicans, forget Native Americans. No, we talking about the elect of those nations. Nobody's talking about restoring the elect, restoring the 144,000 leaders upon the earth to get out underneath Yahweh Shah, of course, to get everything back in order. So nobody's saying restore. That's what, you know, it just made me think about Jeremiah 30 and 13, as we just read. None saith, none to plead. There's none to plead thy cause. Nobody's trying to plead our case here. Nobody's speaking out or speaking up for us. But that's good, because the Lord, that's not how he had it prescribed. Right. He was to raise up prophets in Babylon the Great and put a particular testimony, put that new song in their mouth, man. And that's what's going to ultimately bring welfare unto the world.
Well, if I could add, it's written in Revelation 11 too, after it said we was those dead bodies and how they rejoiced over us, but then it also says how they didn't suffer to put our dead bodies in those graves, roughly paraphrasing it. So in other words, even it's written in prophecy, they not gonna help us, man. You know, they ain't look, Esau ain't got the mind of Cyrus, you know, the great and let us keep some of our weight. No, man, he ain't that type of guy. You know, he want a piece of everything. And that's how he got these nations. If y'all want what I got, oppress them too. So all this really is just to come against Israel at the end of the day. You know, and again, but in Ezekiel 37, the Most High said he don't need nobody else to bury those dead bodies. He was going to do that, man. It's written in prophecy for us to raise up according to prophecy. So he didn't need those heathens to tell us nothing or to help us out, because ultimately he gonna send his son to do it. Again, Deuteronomy 28, at the end of 68, and no man shall buy thee. It ain't specify either as just as far as a Israelite saving. There's no heathen can help us. Nobody can help us but the Most High Son, which is Yahweh Shai, man.
Mm.
That's the only one who gonna save the Israelites from this estate we in. But you got it, bro.
God. So yeah, this Jeremiah 30 and 14 says, "For all thy okay, yeah, it says, for all thy lovers have forsaken thee, it's like it have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy."
Right? The Most High said, I wanted you. I did this to you. Right? I did this to you. If you want to know, I did it. So once we see those those movies and hear those, those stories of what Esau did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what these other nations done to us in different periods of time. Yeah, they did it on earth, but guess who allowed them to do that? The Most High Yahweh, man. There was a punishment against the nation of Israel. In modern times, if anybody wanted to know what those old captivities was like, the Israelites going from Babylon to the Persian, the Medes, and being oppressed and lowly in Rome, Yahweh Shai going to the oppressed. Well, in modern times, this is what it looked like. This is what the curses of the Lord look like when you see our people scattered, man. And what it said, Lamentations 2, if I can get that real quick out.
Yeah.
It said there was the plan of these heathens the whole time to do it, but ultimately the Most High allowed them to, because it's gonna say, I'm gonna just read it because they go rejoice, but it said, but this the word that he wanted to be fulfilled. And you got it, bro. This Lamentations 2 and 15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? So when people see us in captivity, they shake their head. Look, even today they put SMH, SMH, all in the comment section talking about us. No way we could be the people of the Lord. That's why it's a marvel when we say we're the Israelites when we preaching, because people look at us and look at our nation and it's unbelievable because of how low we are. No way the Lord chose us as a chosen people. No way the kingdom of heaven for us, man. Hey, they see the black women with the blonde hair, right? And twerking, stopping at the headlight, red light, twerking on the headlight.
Right.
Yeah. You see? Talking about WAP, just these little young niggas just disrespectful.
They see Sexy Red, like hell
Sexy.
no.
Oh man, come on, man. Just out of order. So they shake their head at us. And it goes on to say, verse 16, and all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. People today, they'll shake their head and say, yeah, they hiss and they gnash their teeth. And look, even when Esau hit us, they're like, man, they're fucking niggas, man. See one person, see black people over here, they go over there. See Mexicans over here, they go over there. Which we feel the same way, though. So, we feel the same way. But it says, all thine enemies open their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. They've been waiting on Israel to fall. They said, look, finally we got these niggas where we want them at, man.
Right.
They think they'll sell out their people just for a record deal. They'll turn their son into from a boy to a girl just so he can get a bigger shoe deal and be a host on a TV show.
Right.
Like Dwayne Wade. Be gatekeepers to the younger generation coming up. Oh, we got them. We got them. We got them. But again, it's not that they got us. Verse 17 says, but the Lord Yahweh have done which he devised. So look, the heathens bragging as if they did it, but no, the next verse says, but in the conclusion, the Most High done what he wanted to do. He used these enemies, man. He brought us down in this lower state. So after these heathens brag, it says, verse 17, the Lord Yahweh have done which he devised. He have fulfilled his word that he commanded in the days of old. He have thrown down and have not pitied. He have caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He have set up the horn of the adversary, man. So out of all these nations done, at the end of the day, it wasn't that the so-called white man Esau Edom was just stronger than us and a greater nation, that he was able to take us from one side of the earth to the other on ships. And then when we got here, it was one slave master and his family and 400 slaves, and nothing happened. It wasn't just that, it's the Most High allowed these things, man. That's the course of the world. But the point is, we at the end of all that. We at the end of suffering. We at the end of captivity. Now he's about to take this power off these heathens, starting with Esau, and bless us back with it, man. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. But you got it, bro.
Okay. Hit the nail right on the head, bro. So, go back to Jeremiah 30 and verse 14. As a matter of fact, I got a quick one. This is Hosea chapter 5 and 13 in the NLT. It says, when Israel and Judah saw how sick they were, Israel turned to Assyria, to the great king there, but he could neither help nor cure them. See, because Israel, especially Northern Kingdom, right? They always turn to like it says in Isaiah the 10th chapter, they lean upon the one that smote them. The same one, that we were committing idolatry with, seeking refuge to, those are the same ones that was afflicting us, right? And whenever we'll get afflicted, we'll turn straight back to them. You see, but it says, but he could neither help them nor cure them. That's all thy lovers forgetting thee, man. You see, you consenting to the adversary, you consenting to your enemy, right? But in times when you need him, he ain't nowhere to be found. You see, that's why scripture says, never trust thine enemy. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, take good heed of him. Right? This is limitation. Well, that's all right. Let's get back to the point. Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
Come.
Verse 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction?
Right. So why you complaining? So why niggas out there, Mexicans, all y'all, why y'all complaining now? Again, we telling y'all what's the answer, and that's this word, man. Come back to the Lord, because look, the time's short, But you got it, bro.
Yeah, you look at all these organizations, which is pretty much, a cry. The NAACP, Black Panthers, Christianity, BLM. All this is pretty much our people crying out for because of their even BLM that was set up, but all these groups were really set up, infiltrated. But nonetheless, our people flock over there, to pretty much voice out, or cry out for their affliction. But you're crying out in the wrong way and to the wrong people, man. Right? You crying out to Esau. Yeah, Esau, he afflicted us, right? But like the brother just beautifully broke down, who used Esau, who set up Esau to afflict us. That's the one that you got to cry out to. And there's a particular way you got to cry out. Ezekiel 9 and 4. First and foremost, you got to repent. You got to feel sorry for what you've done. And take accountability. Like, no, I have done this. We have done this to ourselves. See? And that's a stumbling block for Jake, because you'll tell Jake, right, exactly what we're reading right here. Hey, well, the Lord did this to us. The Lord, he's the one that put us in slave ship. Oh, well, he loved us. Why would he do that? Right, and then you break it down to him. He's still like, no, man, no, bro, no, I don't agree with that. Okay, nigga, but that still don't change the fact that happened. Right. You see? So now what? But only the elect is going to have enough humility, man. They're going to have that humility from Yahweh Shema Shah and humble down and repent, and they're going to be the ones that's going to get healed. Everybody else is going to be destroyed. So it says, Jeremiah 30 and 15, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee. Yep. Verse 16, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Now check that out. So after the Most High was just saying, I made these heathens do this to you, right? I allowed them to put you on slave ships. I allowed them to cut off your hand like in 1492 if you ain't find enough gold. I allowed them to almost wipe out and genocide the Gadites. I allowed all that, man. Even all these captivities going back then. And and I use your enemies to do it. I use these heathens to do it, these lower nations to do it. But at the end of the day, again, him being our power, he back down and say verse 16. But look, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Right. So now he ain't taking the blame for it. He put it all on them. So because these nations did this to y'all, look, now I got to judge them. That's a show up. Look, our power, he know what he doing, man.
Ooh, man.
He ain't forget about us. He know exactly what he doing. Oh, that remind me of Esdras, because Esdras was complaining in Second Esdras, I believe, the 4th chapter or
Third
the
chapter.
5th, well, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all of them.
True.
You know, and he was pretty much like, look, if you chose us as your chosen people, then why you allowing these heathens to rule over us? I know the sins of these people in Babylon ain't greater than us, you know, that you allowing this. But the Most High said, look, Ezra, just as you can't understand my judgments, all while I'm doing this, he said, just like that, you can't understand the love that I got promised for my people in the end. So I know you don't understand what I'm doing to y'all now, but at the end of the day, once we get to the end, you're gonna see the payoff, man. And that's what we realize right now. We about to see the payoff. You know, he allowed these nations, but we about to get the greatest get back ever known to man. And I read verse 16, like it says, Jeremiah 30:16, it says, and therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And
Can I grab a scripture real quick?
You got it?
Yeah, because you know, another reason why the Lord's going to turn around and punish them is because the way they did it, you know, they just took it way too far. This is Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 14 in the NLT. Then the angel said to me, shout this message for all to hear. This is what the Lord of Heaven's army says. My love for Jerusalem and Mount Zion is passionate and strong, but I am very angry with the other nations that are now enjoying peace and security. I was only a little angry with my people, but the nations inflicted harm on them far beyond my intentions. You see, so this is why he's about to just turn around and punish them, because the way they did it was just too much. You trying to see hip us, man. You inoculating us with blue horseshoe crab blood, with all these enchantments. You know, you literally cloning Tyrone.
Right.
You see, that's just too far. No, the Lord just wanted you to put us in slavery, pack us on some ships, have us pick some cotton, whoop our backs, you know. But now you gotta feminize all the men. You gotta sodomize them, man.
Changing the food supply.
Right. You got to experiment on our women. You know, I know there's antique pictures, you know, things that they'll shove up our women, and I got to get visual, but they'll shove up things up our women's, you know, vaginas, crank it all the way open, and just, man, bro, that's just too far, bro. So when the type of judgment that's about to come up on you, heathens, you deserve every single ounce of it, man. So Jeremiah 30:16, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, see, every one of them, it's like it, bro, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be your spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You got it.
No, that's it. Every one of them, nobody go escape. Just like us as Israelites, we weren't able to escape. These nations not going to escape either, man.
Yeah, and
man,
you got it.
Now go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's no matter what vocab, none of these these lame ass Christians try to say, or you know, try to fight tooth and nail for these you know, Edomites or any other nation of people, man. Scripture says what it says. Every one of them. So when we bring out Revelation 13:10, he that kills with a sword shall be killed with a sword. He that go into captivity shall go into captivity, man. That's talking about all you heathens, man. Every one of them. The Lord don't care if you got one, you know, cool white dude that you work with at work. He's still an Edomite, and his ass still got to go in slavery. That's just like all of us. Hey, all of us had to go in slavery. All of us are in slavery. You see? So there's no way around you trying to fit, you know, you trying to fit an actual Greek or actual Edomite into salvation, man. No. All of y'all going to slavery. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai.
That's right. That's right.
And it's a beautiful thing, because that's what y'all was created to do. And you're gonna feel perfectly within your lot. You're gonna be at peace with being in your lot in life. You're gonna know this is why I was created. Just how it's gonna feel so natural for us to be on top of all the nation. We're gonna feel at ease, man. Because right now we don't. We literally feel like like lions just caged up in a small confined box, man. We know this shit ain't right, man. We were created for so much more than this. But hey, y'all, hey man, y'all got way too much, man. The Lord's finna balance this thing out. So, but that's gonna require every single last one of you, you Edomites especially, man, to go into slavery. Jeremiah 30:17. You had something else on that, bro?
La.
Jeremiah 30:17 says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the
See,
Lord."
he gonna so like he gonna heal us of our wounds, man. We ain't need these nations. And again, it's written. This ain't nothing we gotta just, people say, man, I wish this and I wish that. No, we know we about to get out of captivity, man. We know this about the end. It's written in prophecy. All these things are written down. It's gonna happen, man. You got it out.
Yep. And the way he's healing us, once again, as the brother got out Wisdom of Solomon 16, right? We quoted Psalms 107. It's all through this truth. It says, Jeremiah 33:6, "Behold, I will bring it health and cure, and I will cure them and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth." See, so truth, man. Truth is what's healing and curing us. The abundance of peace, whether Yahweh shall say, peace I leave with you, not peace that the world gives. You see? So, yep, let me go back.
Come.
Jeremiah 30:17, he says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after."
Right. I'm gonna say it because they're talking shit. Yeah. You see? Yeah, man. That's exactly what's about to happen, man. The law about to come through, man. It's about to be amazing too. Even before the beaming up process, which that's gonna be the climax to the story. But even before that, man, when times get hard, these people start suffering. We're gonna be suffering too, but the Lord gonna begin to separate his from the rest of the people, man.
Right.
Our lives gonna be just a little bit better than theirs, and it's gonna be noticeable. Like I said in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, around the 26, 27 verse. How the heathens go envy us in that time, but they shall be able to do nothing against us, man.
Right. Right.
So we about to come into some exciting times, not just reading the scriptures no more. We're gonna be living out these stories now. This is gonna be the new things that's gonna be written down, But you got it, bro.
That's right, man. Hey, just like Exodus, I want to say the 8th chapter, the Lord says, "This day will I make a division between my people and thy people, and tomorrow shall this sign be." You see, talking about how the Lord made a division between the Israelites and the Egyptians. So, like the brother said, we're gonna be in it, but we're gonna be in a much better case. We believe that through faith, but we're gonna be in a much better case than 2/3 of our people and all these other heathen nations, man. You see, the Lord's going to make that division who he's dealing with and who he's not. And ultimately, that great division line is what? Salvation. So going back, Jeremiah 30:17, he says, "For I will restore health unto thee." Did we? Yeah, we already read that. Jeremiah 30:18. And the title here says "Restoration of Jacob." It says, verse 18, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents and have mercy on his dwelling places. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof."
Right, built upon her own heap. That's going back. That's gonna be and look, they fighting over, as they were saying in the news, in Hamas, Israel, and in the Gaza Strip. Man, look, all that's about to be back ours anyway. Everything will be built back up. Isaiah the 60th chapter, how these heathens go build up our kingdom, man. Right. It's gonna start over there. The land of Israel will be the headquarters of the nation of Israel, man, in the kingdom of heaven. Now we go branch out, but that's gonna be the main place right there. That chosen land that we was given, the Lord's favorite land. And it says, right, it says, "And shall be built upon her own heap." You got it, bro. I see you got some.
Got it. Now you got it. Verse 19, "And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small.
Right. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have children, man. When the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply, then look, the nation of Israel will be brought back quickly.
Yeah.
Because you know, in Psalms, what it is, 149, about binding the kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. At the end, it says, this honor have all the saints. You know, all the saints. So all Israel, you know, Israelites gonna see what it feel like to get our revenge back, especially on Esau. But all the saints gonna be brought back, man. And it says in Isaiah 60, and all of us gonna be righteous. Everyone, starting with the elect, Yahweh shall go put that the laws in them, Lord willing, with that number, with those new bodies, and the children after that in the kingdom will be born perfect, man. From that point on, under the second covenant, in those new bodies. You see, you got it, bro.
God, yeah, like the brother said, yeah, we're gonna be multiplying in the kingdom, being fruitful. You see, and there's gonna be sex in the kingdom, because scriptures speak about how we're gonna have children, right? And it says, "A little one shall become 1,000." I got a quick one. This is Psalms 128, verse 1. I'm gonna get it in the NLT, and look at the title. It says, "A song for pilgrims ascending to Jerusalem." That's what we're doing right now, because a pilgrim means someone that's traveling to a holy place, and that's what we're doing. Us being in Babylon the Great, this is just pretty much a pit stop, if you will, but this ain't the final, this ain't the end all be all. All right, we got somewhere, Hebrews the 13th chapter, for we're looking for a continuing city, man. So it says, "How joyful are those who fear the Lord, all who follow his ways. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor. How joyful and prosperous you will be. Your wife will be like a fruitful grapevine, flourishing within your home." This is talking about the kingdom, man. Because why? Hey, we're pilgrims ascending to the kingdom, ascending to Jerusalem. So our wives, what you say, bro?
Then it said ascending.
Ooh, yeah,
and beamed up. Right,
beautiful.
pilgrims walk, travel on earth, but ascending to that heavenly Jerusalem.
Man.
A chariot, man.
What's that? Revelation 21. It speaks about how he's seeing, the heavenly Jerusalem come down. So we're going to ascend, then we're going to come down, and this is what we're reading about what's going to happen when we come down. So he says, your wife will be like a fruitful grapevine. I mean, our women are going to be very fertile, man, flourishing within your home. Your children will be like vigorous young olive trees as they sit around your table. And the beloved elder Arianaza, it was probably like two weeks ago after our Tuesday camp. Man, hey, bro, Tuesday after we get done with camp, hey, the preacher don't stop, man. Like it's just more edification. Like, brother, we just sit around in the parking lot, we just chopping it up. But Elder Arianaza, man, he was going in, bro, and he was pretty much just painting a visual of like what it's going to be, and what he was speaking about. This whole chapter, pretty much, it went in, bro. And you envision it like this is what we look forward to, man. Like we look forward to families, man. Like right now, you have a child, you find out that you get your woman pregnant, you're like, damn, shit, man, you all stressed, you worried about how am I gonna pay for child, daycare, how am I gonna have enough money to feed them, all these things. But man, we're gonna be fruitful, and our children, they're gonna be like, as we just read, your children will be like young, vigorous young olive trees as they sit around your table. There's gonna be a lot of them, man, and they're gonna be healthy. It says that is the Lord's blessing for those who fear him. May the Lord continually bless you from Zion. May you see Jerusalem prosper as long as you live. Check this out, verse 6. May you live to enjoy your grandchildren. May Israel have peace. This is what it's about, man. Bro, it's about, I know the elder Kazak, he says all the time, it's gonna be a Jakeover. That's what it's about. This world, hey, it's about to be a Jacob. It's about to be a whole bunch of Israelites, man. You see, a little one shall be 1,000, and a strong one, a mighty nation. Roughly paraphrasing. Right. That's what we got to look forward to, man. Is well functioning, families. We're gonna be immortal. We're going to be, first and foremost, we're going to be right standards with Yahweh Basham Shah. We're going to have the law, statute, commandments inside of us. So, yeah, man. This is all a part of the restoration of our people. So to hell with a black bank, you know. So going back, you want me to go back, bro?
Con.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 19. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we just read that one. Verse 20 says, their children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21.
Mind you, as we reading this too, because remember at the beginning of this chapter, what it started with, Jacob's trouble. So what we read right now is what we can expect after that. After Jacob's trouble, the brother just went into the ascending up to Jerusalem. Those pilgrims ascending up. So after Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 and 7, it went on down. After the Lord punished us, now He gonna punish these heathens. Eventually, we're gonna have to come out them chariots, and that's when let the games begin. Let the games begin, man. But then now He's explaining, and so when y'all do be established in the earth, look, I'm gonna bring it back to how it's supposed to be. Y'all gonna be at peace. Y'all gonna flourish, man. Y'all gonna be fruitful and multiplying. That's what He's explaining. So look, that's how close we are into living this. This not many generations down the line. We definitely in that time. Jacob's trouble not too far off, man. And Yahweh shall will come put an end to it. And look, and that's the end of all things for this current world. Then we can literally gonna say we can live. We can finally live. We can see what that feel like, man. You got it, bro.
You can finally have a wife, you know, of your own. You ain't got to never worry about, you know, her past experiences with men, you know. And us as men, hey man, we look forward to that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of brothers can't say that they ever had that, man. You know, but we've been so used to captivity that Jake just settled, man. But this is like you just said, bro. Then we can say that we're going to be living. Right now, we're just existing. Well, with us having this truth, we're living. Mm-hmm. But for everybody else, you know, that's Israelites, but they don't believe in this truth. They're just existing, man. They don't know what true life is. Yahweh Shah says, I have come to give you life and life more abundantly. And it starts with this truth. So Jeremiah 30 and 21, it says, and their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them.
Come on, man. Who that's talking about? It says, and their nobles, talking about the Israelites, shall be of themselves. Us, our own people, we gonna rule, but more specifically, who is talking about who gonna be the governing body? Who gonna be the governors? Yep. That's the 144,000, man, the prophets of the Lord, those first fruits. As it said in Isaiah 9, with the 6th verse on down, you know how that son who was given, the government will be on his shoulders. Oh, Psalms 122. It explained, I'll get it real quick. Because Yahweh Shah said we're gonna sit on thrones too, right? Mm-hmm. This Psalms 122, and I started at 3. It says, Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of Yahweh, unto the testimony of Israel. Remember, Yahweh Shai said, look, we're going to sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes. Mm-hmm. Even the rest of the nation going to be coming to us, man. That's what it's explaining right here. It says to give thanks unto the name of the Lord. Right. Right? And it says for what? For when we rule. For there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David, man. So come on, man. So when it says their nobles shall be of themselves, that's the 12, as it said in Revelation 7, that's the 12,000 from each tribe. They will come from the nation of Israel, and they will be the governing body. And the next part of this verse says, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them. That's Yahweh Shai. That made me think of 2nd Ezra 2, you know. Who's this young man, height and stature in the midst of all these people? Right, that's the governor. That's a lesson right there. You know, that's the answer to get an Ezra. That's the governor. That's what it's talking about. Our governor, Yahweh Shai, man, he go, well, just like the prophecy in Deuteronomy, 18 about him? How the one of Most High was going to send was going to proceed from the midst of Israel. Well, that's Yahweh Shai, man. That's who will be the new authority in the next world to come. Yahweh Shai, which is the son of the Most High, he will be the king. We're going to have King David, you know, the king as well. In other words, like the vice president, you know, in terms of Israel, Yahweh Shai, the president, King David, the vice president. And after that, the 144,000, the rest of the governing body, man. That's what it is. You got it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the brothers going into, man, these set thrones, because you got to remember the promise that the Lord gave unto David, which this is an everlasting covenant that he made with David, right? Establishing the throne. This is First Chronicles 17 and verse 7 in the NLT. I'm just going to skim down real quick. It says, "Now go and say to my servant David," and this is the Lord speaking to Nathan to give this message to David. It says, "This is what the Lord of heaven's armies has declared. I took you from tending sheep in the pasture and selected you to be the leader of my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have destroyed all your enemies before your eyes. Now I will make your name as famous as anyone who has ever lived on the earth, and I will provide a homeland for my people Israel, planting them in a secure place where they will never be disturbed. Evil nations won't oppress them as they've done in the past." And this is talking about right now. We're coming into the fulfillment of this promise right here. It says, "Evil nations won't oppress them as they've done in the past, starting from the time I appointed judges to rule my people Israel. And I will defeat all your enemies. Furthermore, I declare," this is the part right here, "I declare that the Lord will build a house for you, a dynasty of kings." See? So this is those dynasty of kings that's going to those set thrones of judgment, man. This is a part of the covenant that the Lord made with David, man. He's coming to establish a dynasty of kings, man. All right, what the Lord tell what was that, Exodus Exodus 4 and 22, a nation of kings and priests. Is that Exodus 4, bro?
I know that one in Peter. I'm not too
Okay.
sure. Oh no, Exodus 19, huh?
Exodus 9, yeah, that's it.
Exodus 19.
7. Water. Yeah, this is Exodus chapter 19, yep, and 6. Start at verse 5. "Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel." Okay, well, this one here says a kingdom of priests, right? Revelation 5, verse 10 speaks about kingdom of priests and kings. You see, brother just quoted First Peter, the 2nd chapter, speaks about us being priests and kings. So, yeah, man, these are the nobles, if you will, of our people, starting with the elect, 144,000 underneath Yahweh Shah. You want me to go back?
Yeah, you got it.
Jeremiah 30 and 21 says, "And their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governors shall proceed from the midst of them. And I will cause him, I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. For who is this that engaged his heart to approach unto me, saith the Lord?"
Man, Yahweh Shai, man. Like it says in Sirach 43, "Who shall tell us as he is?"
Right.
You know, you got to do, bro.
Verse 22, "And you shall be my people, and I will be your power.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. The fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. And the latter days you shall consider it."
And again, what we've been saying is we reading this. It says, "In the latter days you shall consider it." We talking about this about to happen, man.
Yeah.
And look, after first it said, again, let's recap. It says the Lord began with, "I'm about to save Judah and Israel." Judah and Israel, all 12 tribes. But before that, it's about to be Jacob's trouble. I'm gonna whip y'all one last time. But then these same heathens who've been oppressing y'all, who did all this to y'all, I'm gonna judge them. Then I'm gonna restore health unto you. That's when we come out those chariots. These nations go get judged after that, after Jacob's trouble, when we come out those chariots, so on and so forth. And how it gave you the order of our rulers. Yahweh Shah being a governor, the prophets being a governing body. But even after that, it says what? Well, what it say out for Jeremiah 30? It says, and ye shall be my people, verse 22, and I will be your power. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall upon the head of the wicked. So at the time, all this beginning was the wicked gonna fall when Yahweh Shai come them chariots, right? But at the time, Israel getting raised up and will be set up as a nation, the wicked, that's gonna begin their fall, man.
Yo,
That's the day Esau Edom. If anybody wanted to know out there, that's when a so-called white man will lose his authority in the earth. The day our Lord come back. And it says, the fierce anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days you shall consider. So this gotta happen, and it's about to happen. You got it out.
yo. And clearly this is the latter days. And you go into that word consider. Strong's H 995. So was that Ba or Ban? Yes.
Bayan, Ban.
Or when you go
Yes, no, it's Bayan. It's Bayan.
Bayan.
Yes, the Baya and the Na. Yo, Bayan. Come.
Yeah, Bayan. So you go into that word consider is discern, understand, consider. And down here in section E, it says what? To teach, to instruct. So in the latter days, you're going to teach this. And that's what's happening right now, man. You know, with the Lord raising up prophets out of Babylon, we're teaching unto our people, you so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners that scattered into the four corners of the earth. This is what's coming for us, man. You see, like the title of this chapter, that, you know, Blue Letter coined it, deliverance from captivity is promised, man. So as we see all these wars and rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, you know, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, just understand this is the Lord setting forth deliverance for us, man, from this captivity. See, so we ought not to fear like these other nations. You see, our faith should be at an all-time high right now, man. That's all I got.
Kind of likewise, you can take us out, bro.
So yeah, man. I just wanted to touch into that. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying unto you, sincere Akim. You know, and few Aqua. You know, until next time, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem. We'll give the bonus to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. DTA, a Kwame Sharala, Shalom.
Shalom. Water for tuning in. Shalom.